This one here is the Mulastana. She's the main hub.
Yeah.
All the other Devis are coming back to Kaivalya Kutir, and his car is coming. And then he stopped and he's like, shall I fix the date? He's on it. And already 2 nights of crying, and I was like, done. And I said, why, Sadhguru? He said, everything can be a trap unless you know how to handle it well. So be it marriage, be it brahmacharya, be it Bhairagini Maa, it can become a trap if you don't know how to handle it well. So you are jumping into unknown. So
the fear of unknown was there.
Fear of unknown was there, but the pull towards the unknown was strong as well. So what do I choose? He just said, like, take care of Devi. She's my left side. She's the left side of me. So you can take her places. She's available, but only if you all take good care of her and take her places so that she can be available to more and more people. That's how Sadhguru sees her, as the protector. Definitely, it is a blessing, but blessing comes with a responsibility. And, unless you take care of the responsibility, it can always backfire on you and eventually backfire on Sadhguru and the path and everything. That's why it's a constant awareness and conscious process, right, moment to moment. A smaller form of Devi, which is the Utsav Devi, Utsav Murti, is taken out, and she'll be walking and swaying, and there are like flags and fire around her, like, she's coming, the queen is coming. So, and then the fire dance happens at the Dhyana Linga, the main, Aarti, Maha Aarti happens there.
For the brahmacharyas, it is Sadhguru. For Bhairagini Maas, it is Sadhguru or Devi.
The highest feminine aspect of who Sadhguru is as a being is sitting right there. So for us, Devi and Sadhguru are the same. When the lockdown, had started, it was, I was coordinating the fire dance, and I was
for Devi.
Yeah, not for Devi. I was the stage management of in Mahashivratri. So I was just coordinating the dancers who were just preparing and rehearsing, and then he came to watch, and again he stood next to me and he's like, when shall we get you married? And then I'm like, what? Oh no, before that, I'm sorry. Something happened in Kaveri Calling. It was his birthday, September 3rd. And everybody had, we all met in one restaurant on the way of the travel. And we had a nice dinner for Sadhguru and all that. And then I was just running around, and he just had reached and he was about to sit on the table and everyone was standing. And then out of the blue, he looks and he's like, is there any nice looking guy here? We want to get this girl married.
Oh.
Yeah. And everybody is looking at me, and I just wanted to hide. Like, I just gave him a look like, what are you talking about? Kind of a look, And then someone said, oh, and then he said, her name is Hanine. She's as sweet as honey.
So sweet.
Then someone said, no, Sadhguru, she's devoted to you. This, that, and everything became a joke after that, and it just diluted. And I'm like, what is he trying to do or say, Then that day came for Mahashivratri preparation, and then he's standing next to me and he's like, when shall we get you married? And I'm like, no, that's not what we agreed on. He's like, what do you mean? What agreement? I said, you told me not to fall in love with anyone, no? He's like, no, you should consider it, and you are at the age where you should look into it, and you should get married. I'll find a guy for you and all that. And I was like, oh my God, this is getting serious. Why is he asking me this all this while? This. And then someone came and talk to him, and then he had to leave. Like for 2 nights, I was crying my heart out, like, oh my God, he's gonna get me married. I don't know who. I don't know why. Maybe I, let him down. I did something. Maybe I disappointed him. Whatever he was going to give me as a path or whatever sadhana. Maybe your mind plays all these guilt stuff. What have I done? This is. I don't want to get married. All those things were there in my mind.
You don't want to get married. You don't want brahmacharya. So something else is there.
I was like, it was like there, but I was like trying to be away from it. I have a thing about I don't want to be stuck in something. I always had it in me that I will do whatever is needed, but don't tell me you are in this for life. Then I will want to run away. Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm like, I don't want to be stuck, but I'm okay involving myself in it. So then one day before Mahashivaratri, I was running for some meetings. I went to Nalanda. I'm coming back to Kaivalya Kutir and his car is coming. And then he stopped and he's like, shall I fix the date? He's on it.
He's haunting you.
Yeah. And already 2 nights of crying. And I was like, done. And I said, why, Sadhguru? Why you want to do this to me? It's time. You should do it. We shouldn't wait more and this, that. I said, I don't want to get married. He said, are you sure? I said, like in my head, I'm like, my guru has asked me to get married. Who am I to say no? But at the same time, I can't feel it. It's not in me so much. Like, yes, I do have a need of sometimes wanting to just have a company, of someone just, it could be even a friend, it need not be a husband, lifetime commitment. Like when he met me the first time and he said, don't you want to get married? And I said, no. And that was the first time I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I never thought of this question. Where did this clarity of the no suddenly came, out of my mouth? And he said, why you don't have needs? Why you don't want to get married? I said, I don't see myself with one man for the rest of my life. I don't see myself with a man for the rest of my life. What will I do after that? So I was like very blunt at that time.
When did you have this clarity?
And when the first meeting happened, which I never even thought about it till he asked me that question, that do you want to get married? And I never even thought about the marriage or this question ever until he asked me. And the first answer was no, immediately. But when I started really going in the sadhana, it became more strong in me that, yes, it's nice and enjoyable to just have a company and be in a relation for some time, but it's too limited. I can't bear with this for the rest of my life. What I'm experiencing from the sadhana is way too more beautiful. And, and then the little things that I'm experiencing, because this comes with a baggage, my baggage and the other person's baggage. I don't want to handle 2 baggages, already mine, I'm not able to handle. So I was like that. And then when he asked me that day, like, are you sure you don't want to get married in the car? And then I said, no, I don't want to. He said, I don't want you to feel that that you're getting stuck into something, that I'm trapping you. I don't want you to feel that you are trapped, that I'm trapping you into something. And that hit me. It's like he again knew what is it that I'm little scared of. I'm scared of being trapped for life in something. So he doesn't want to give me something where I feel like he's trapped me. He wants me to choose. That's why he's confusing me.
Yet again.
Yes. And then I said, but Sadhguru, marriage is also a trap. He said, everything can be a trap if you know how to handle, unless you know how to handle it well. So be it marriage, be it brahmacharya, be it Bhairagini Maa, it can become a trap if you don't know how to handle it well. And I was like, I didn't have anything else to say. I'm like, yeah, that's true, Sadhguru. Then he said, okay, think about it. And then get back to me before the next teacher meet. It was like in a couple of weeks, the teachers meet. You think about it and you get back to me, whether you want to get married or not. So I made sure not to show my face to him because I don't know what to choose. So
again, you went into a confusion cycle.
Yeah, because like he's pushing so much for it. At the same time, I don't know what am I jumping. I don't know the other side. What am I going for, right? So that confusion of what to choose. And I'm the kind of person, I'm very bad at choosing things. You show me 2 things, I don't know what to choose, even if it's clothes or food or whatever. So this is like a life choice. I have to choose between this and this.
When you say you have to choose between marriage and staying single?
No, marriage or something else that he will choose for me.
And you don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. So you are jumping into unknown. So
the fear of unknown was
fear
there.
of unknown was there, but the pull towards the unknown was strong as well. So what do I choose? So I made sure not to show my face. He doesn't see me. He doesn't remember me. I don't write him any letters of work related or anything. So he doesn't.
No
he can.
interaction.
Yeah, I can be free. So I did that, and then suddenly one day it was already lockdown. We were all here confined, and then I get a message that I should go in silence and indefinite silence, no end time,
No end date.
no ending. Yeah, and this is the sadhana that I'm supposed to do. So I just wrote to him asking, like, can I at least know how long, just to inform my family. I can't just tell them I'm going in silence, bye bye. Next day they'll be here. So he said 2 mandalas. You go for 2 mandalas. So like,
84 days.
Yeah. So I was like, either 40 days, 48 days, either on this day I'll come out or on this day I'll come out, And that's all. He gave the sadhana, and I went through 3.5 months of silence. It was very.
That's more than 90 days.
Yeah. Because closer to the ending, he again sent a note saying, let her continue 11 more days.
Yeah.
Then the silence was like crazy. Crazy, both the ups and downs. Because when you enter in a silence, when you are not settled fully, that boils in your head so much. But at the same time, I was like, doesn't matter what the hell is happening in my mind, I will give myself to the sadhana, which was very intense sadhana. The amount of sadhana I was doing in a day was really intense. So I gave my 100%. And in the sadhana, I was like, okay, I know he's going to meet me after my silence. And I know very well I don't know how to choose for myself. So I know one thing, that I trust this man with my life. So whatever he chooses for me, I'm fine with it. If again he tells me marriage, I'll go for it. If he tells me something else, I'll go for it. This much I was like, okay, I'm ready for anything because I can't choose for myself. Although in my mind during silence, I was like, okay, let me really put myself in that life, live it mentally. Okay, as a married woman, how does it feel like? Fully, the whole day I will only be thinking, how does it feel like? It was not clicking. I was like, no, this is not it. I can't be that. And I'm like, okay, maybe Bhairagini Maa. So how does it feel like to be that? It was.
You thought about it?
I thought about it, of course, because as I said, the sadhana was increasing and the pull towards her was very much there. I'm like, definitely not brahmacharya. The only option is this path. How does it feel like? So I had these in my mind both.
The vision of being a Bhairagini Maa started appearing
from then. Yes. How does it feel like to be a Bhairagini Maa? All those things were there. But still, I wanted him to choose. I couldn't choose for myself. And after my silence, he called me and he met me. And the first thing he's like, why don't you take the path of Bhairagini Maa? That was the first time ever. He's telling me something about Devi and Bhairagini Maa. I said, okay, but I have questions. I wanted to make sure that I start this path with clear mind. So I wanted to clear all my questions. So I asked him everything that I wanted to ask. And once I became clear, he was very patient, listening to me, every question, like a father listening to his daughter, like, okay, you tell me what you want to know. I was asking him everything. Then once I'm done, I was like, I'm ready. So then he said, okay, you start the sadhana process. So there is a preparatory sadhana, the process, Bhairagini Maa sadhana. And that's when I started. Usually it takes around 3 months, the process. So I started that. And I started on Taipusam. It was end of January, the first day of my sadhana. And then I remember clearly on 31st of March, I happened to see a video on Instagram where Sadhguru posted about the Nagalingam tree. He planted it in his garden 10 years back. And today, on this day, 31st March that year, it gave the first flower.
Oh.
So that was like that video I watched on that day. And that day,
First day of coming out of your sadhana?
no, I was still in sadhana.
Oh, you're still in
I was
sadhana,
still
okay.
very much in the sadhana.
Okay.
But I happened to see that video.
Okay.
And 31st March is actually my birthday. And exactly 10 years back is when he started me on the sadhana.
Oh.
So I was like, wow, he planted that tree 10 years ago. And on this day, it blossomed the first flower. He started me on the sadhana 10 years back. And today is my birthday. So my only wish on that day was, I wish one day I will blossom, in Sadhguru's garden. Just like this,
This
Nagalingam
Nagalingam
tree.
flower.
That was my birthday wish. So when I saw that, I was like, that's all I want. I just want to blossom, in your hand, at your feet, in your garden. That's the best thing I can offer to you. And somehow next day I happened to be walking and he was also driving and he's like, are you ready? And I like, yes. And then he's like, okay, I'll call you. And then next day was the initiation.
So beautiful. So that initiation where you missed first initiation,
Yes.
you're expecting something so magical and drastic and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So this initiation, how did you go?
Well, it was more than fireworks. More than fireworks or whatever I expected that time. I mean, it was like, like an explosion of, after the initiation, he just said, like, take care of Devi. She's my left side. She's the left side of me. She's my left side. So you can take her places. She's available, but only if you all take good care of her and take her places so that she can be available to more and more people. So that was very touching. And then he blessed his mala and he just, gave it to me in my hand. I still have that mala also.
Oh, the
And
mala that he wears.
that he's wearing, yeah. He just blessed it and he gave it to me. Yeah, and then he left. And after that, like usually after initiation, we come out. We come out to the outside world in our sari and the pendant and the earrings and everything.
Everything.
Yes. So I came out. I'm like, uh, like you're coming out to the world. And like, look at me. I'm I'm in now. I'm in. And that first night itself, he asked me to offer the first abhishekam to Devi. So it was evening abhishekam.
By the time you got trained all the rituals.
Yes. All the training is done during that phase itself. Then I went to the temple and it was so overwhelming. Just entering the sanctum, I was like, it was like in your face, it was like a fire in your face. It was too overwhelming. I was just simply crying, like couldn't even chant the arti. Then I offered the abhishekam and
Was it a Paurnami?
No,
okay.
It was not a Paurnami. But yeah, and then I had offered some sweets, so as prasadam, so came out and offered to people also who were there. And since then, it's been like a beautiful, sweet journey. Like really, I say sweet because that's the feeling I have within me. It gives you that sweetness, and Devi is she's like a mother. It's about compassion. She's like that. And us being Bhairagini Maa is like, we take on the color of the Devi. So we become receptive to her grace to flow through us and, make her available for other people. It's been a very humbling and huge opportunity and a privilege to be, to be given this chance. Yes, I might not be, fully there yet as expected or as how I should be. I have still my struggles or ups and downs or whatever small things that people go through. But just hanging on to her and hanging on to him has been my main strength. Whenever I go through these things, I just hang on to her like, I hold one of her hands. She has 10 hands. And I say, you take care of me, see me through. But it's been a beautiful, like ecstatic journey in many ways. it's a fast forward journey where the highs are quite high. And if you do one small thing, the lows are quite severe if you don't keep yourself. That's why it's very important the way we keep ourselves, we keep our sadhana, we keep everything. Because it's like now you're driving fast, right? As he said, if you just put your finger out or put your hand out, it can cause some injury or damage. So, but other than that, it has been just amazing being in her presence and her grace.
Ma, when we got we underwent the Ishanga training, and we get the shawl and we go for the class. Sadhguru always says how important it is for the Ishangas to be pure and clean, because we're offering something. We are touching people in the most, I don't know, deepest manner, I could say. So during those 7 days when we go for schedules of session, we are in a certain way. Once we come out, we again get into the muddle. So many things happen. We fall and okay, I fall, I get up. And then there's a constant struggle that happens with Sadhguru. Why Sadhguru this happened? Why did this happen? All of these questions, constant questioning, all of these things happen. But you being in the path of a Bhairagini Maa, it's every day you're a Bhairagini Maa. Okay, though Sadhguru says that, if you're an Ishanga, you live inner engineering every moment. Still, there's an option of, okay, I stay in the class, I stay out of the class. 2 different phases, and we do different kind of activities. So somewhere, I have the option of not being an Ishanga. Whereas for you being in this, is it very, I don't know, like too much to carry on your back of being a Bhairagini Maa? Always, moment to moment. Or is it a blessing?
It's the both, It is both, definitely. It is a blessing, but blessing comes with a responsibility. And, unless you take care of the responsibility, it can always backfire on you and eventually backfire on Sadhguru and the path and everything. That's why it's a constant awareness and conscious process, moment to moment. Is it challenging? Sometimes, yes, it can be. But again, it depends how I approach it, how I hold it. But is it uplifting? Definitely. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Because it's such a privilege, which not many people have the opportunity to be that close to the feminine and that to a deity like, Devi. So whenever I feel I'm like struggling or lacking, as I said, I just remind myself of who I am and what people see me or look up to me, or so I can again live up to use that as for my own growth, right? To become like what they are seeing, because even end of the day, it's not about me. So I have to just dissolve in that and become that. But again, as I said, we are not there yet, maybe fully, but it's a ongoing process. Yes.
Sadhguru says a lot about consecration, and he has told many number of times. Maybe you can probably share about, you must have heard this. What happened to Sadhguru after Linga Bhairavi consecration when he was throwing his life? It's a very intense prana pratishtha. So can you share this for the audience maybe?
I have seen him. I've been around him for the Nepal Linga Bhairavi consecration.
You can talk about Nepal Devi.
Yeah. He's a completely different person. Like once he gets involved in something, he transforms himself and becomes like that. The
you mean
feminine
during the consecration process?
Yeah, around the time of the consecration in Nepal. Yes, I've seen him like a different side of him, of how he was during the consecration, like a total devotee, a complete devotee to Devi.
Devotee to Devi.
Yes, and giving birth to her. And how he was like when Devi was unveiled, and then the whole process was assembled and put together. Like you feel, yes, he although he only made her, but at the same time he's bowing down to her, and the way he's approaching Devi, and literally like a devotee. Um, but what I have seen is what really takes a toll on him is whenever he does, maybe now not much anymore, but earlier it has happened for the yantra ceremonies, when he's literally throwing his life, to hundreds of yantras that are there, to do very personalized initiation for each and every yantra, to connect it with that person who's receiving the yantra. That mass initiation that happened, does take a toll on him in many ways. After the initiation, we can see how, he becomes. But like, as I said, like, he doesn't really,
Lives on the edge.
absolutely lives on the edge with that. Doesn't matter what's happening. And the initiations have never been any less powerful. Every initiation is equally powerful. And it's just amazing, like, how does he do that? By connecting the yantra to that specific person, in a mass program, not on a one-to-one, right? But still it works. It works for you, works for me, works for everybody. So these are the times when I've seen where he literally uses his energy fully, be it for the initiations or consecrations, to just throw himself absolutely into it. Like, he became, as I said, like as exuberant and as colorful as Devi is. He was like that throughout the whole process. It's like he exudes the quality of Devi. That's what he puts in her. That's how he is around that time.
And this Devi is very different from the Devi who's in, our Devi who's in the ashram.
Yeah.
So, you have any details about whatever he shared in the open public domain?
He said he has empowered her third eye in a big way. She can lead you towards mukti and liberation. And you do actually feel, the difference, like little difference in terms of the feel or the ambience in the temple. There, like, when we sit, or it's like almost like samyama. It's like the stillness at the same time.
There's something very exuberant.
Exuberance, both. It's like she's doing both to you. And how I noticed it is, like, for me personally, I noticed it, but mostly on how the outside people who are not meditators, not volunteers, not initiated into anything, just walk in to see the temple. If they just sit for 5 minutes, they are there for almost 1 hour, literally. We were like, calling each other, like, can you believe it? This person is still sitting, that person is still sitting, like, and they come out like, like, what just happened to us, kind of a thing. And they do share, like, this is a very powerful deity, and all these things. They kind of settle. Like, the moment they sit and close their eyes, they just don't open their eyes. It's that kind of a feeling. So she has that quality here. Like, it's more devotion and exuberance, and the motherly feel. That aspect is very, very strong in the main Mulasthana. This is what I have felt the difference in the consecrations that that he has done in Nepal.
Do you miss her?
He's there everywhere.
Because I kept people saying that this Devi is very different. Nepali Devi is very different. Probably because Sadhguru already mentioned, she's consecrated in a slightly different manner.
Devi is the same everywhere. This one here is the Mulasthana. She's the main hub.
Yeah.
All the other Devis are, extension of her, but with slightly different qualities. When you have children, each child will have a different character, right? So she's little different, but the same experience, whether I'm here or there, is the same for me.
Okay. Devi is the same, but Devi is also vibrant on some days. So I want to ask about how Devi is on Paurnami. Have you feel like distinctly you've seen some difference in her presence?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like Paurnami is, I can't sleep before 1, 2 a.m. It's like that buzzing. We will all be, especially after we offer the puja on her. Especially, like, see us as Bhairagini Maas, we are the only ones who have been initiated to be in physical touch or contact with the deity. So upasakas are there to support in doing the same rituals, but they don't touch the deity. So once, like during Paurnami Abhishekam, it's like every form of her, you feel like she's exuding a different kind of energy, whether first is the Navanitam, the butter, how she is. Then suddenly the halidram, the turmeric, when she comes, she's like glowing. It's like that, radiating something else. Then the chandan, she's much more settled and at ease. Then the kumkum comes like the wild one, It's like you go on a journey with her in every form of each offering. And by the end of it, you are also like, in a dance, like complete madness kind of a feel within yourself. And then the procession happened, which is just this is my favorite.
The
when
procession
when
part.
Devi goes, every Purnami Devi goes to Jnanalinga, as Sadhguru said, to woo him. Uh, see, the significance of this process is very important to sustain Devi's energies. He said this must happen every month on Purnami. Devi has to come out and be in contact
with
Dhyanalinga in order to sustain herself. So
Oh.
he said whether it's flooding or is a hurricane or this or whatever is happening, this process must happen every single month. Only then she can, sustain that. Because he said any deities which requires like where there are rituals happenings and daily offerings, it needs daily maintenance. The Dhyanalinga is like fully, established and on. He doesn't need all these things. A smaller form of Devi, which is the Utsav Devi, Utsav Murti, is taken out, and she'll be walking and swaying, and there are like flags and fire around her, like, she's coming, the queen is coming. So, and then the fire dance happen at the Dhyanalinga, the main, Aarti, Maha-Aarti happens there, and then she comes back to the temple. But that night, the temple remains open till midnight, and devotees are there offering songs, and it's like you just don't feel like coming out of the temple. It's that kind of a feeling, And the whole night will be like buzzing after that. This is her night when she's like at her best.
For the brahmacharyas, it is Sadhguru. For Bhairagini Maas, is it Sadhguru or Devi?
Devi is Sadhguru, no? He said she's my left side.
Oh, he settled you.
Yeah, Devi is Sadhguru. That's how we see her also. And he told people, like, you look at everything as Sadhguru, including Devi. Devi is Sadhguru. And in many ways, as I said, she is his left side. So we feel his presence. It's the feminine side of Sadhguru who's sitting right there. The highest feminine aspect of who Sadhguru is as a being is sitting right there. So for us, Devi and Sadhguru are the same.
I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
I thought I can put you in a spot.
No.
So you've been taking Devi across the world. Definitely you must have seen some transformation experiences, like how people see Devi and what happened in their life before and after they have, say, Devi Yantra or Devi Mukam, whatever, whatever, in different forms. So can you share some experience of what Devi is doing to people in different energy forms?
Before that, I wanted to share one incident when I was in Nepal. See, for people there, like, it's a little different deity from the deities that they worship there. So they're not very familiar, with the form, because any deity there's no like proper shape, or it's like a small stone, or like a doll,
like a Swayambhu Murti, they
exactly, Swayambhu Murti. So the form is little, strange. So I'm saying, you sometimes you don't expect them to connect, to come immediately and connect like that, but the way they are experiencing Devi and the way they are in front of her is just amazing. So like 2 incidents happened. One was a man came with his ill father, and he was so intrigued to know what are the offerings that we do and all that. So I gave him the options. His father had cancer and he himself had cancer, but he's coming out of it. And he said, I don't know anything about this deity. I just came to visit. But the moment I stood in the sanctum in front of her, her eyes hooked me. I just couldn't take my eyes off of her. The moment my eyes got, clicked like with her, something else was just happening within me. And ever since then, I can't imagine my day without coming and just seeing her again and again and again. So it's like she kind of drew him just with her eyes, And that's when he started with the offerings and rituals, and he slowly started getting involved and wanting to genuinely know more about this. Then another incident, there was the temple closes between 2 to 4 everywhere. And this is Devi's resting time. Even she needs rest. So an old man came, and I saw him like he just, touched the pedestal, the stone at the door, just the door like that. And then
The entrance.
the entrance of the door. The door is closed, but he just touched
Oh.
the floor of the door, just pedestal in front of the door. And then he was talking something in Nepali and like, a little loud and expressive. And then I'm like, I hope he's not upset that the temple is closed, because they are not used to having temples closed there. Like temples there are
Really?
always open during the day, unless like even if it's closed, you can still see the deity somehow from far. But I'm like, then I asked the volunteer, I said, I hope he's not upset, like the temple is closed. When you spoke to him and said, like, I told the volunteers, please tell him, I'm sorry, the temple is closed now. He can come at 4:20. And what he told them is that for me, the door itself is Devi. I don't need to see her.
Wow.
This is enough for me. I was like, so touching for me. Like, it's okay for me if I just touch the door of her main
Yeah.
abode. This is Devi for me. I don't need to see or enter the temple. And I was like, wow, this is devotion. Like, no matter what you might be thinking about or going through or this, that, just seeing how other people are experiencing Devi, or how this person has not even seen Devi, but he could feel something is different about this space. And just the fact of touching something that is connected to her is enough for him. This is devotion. This is the highest, level of devotion, of being like that. But apart from that, of course, like I have seen how I've been involved in the yantra ceremonies of how people come to receive Devi, and what the kind of changes that she's doing in their life, in many, many ways. Like, just the presence of the Devi in their house, how the whole space changes, and their experience of her, even among themselves, and how much, like some people, like they're doing everything possible to just bring her home. For them, it's like, it's a living thing that is a new member in the family that is joining. That's how they see her. That's how they anticipate. And even though, like, you hear stories like, the lady is interested, the husband is not that interested, right? The lady is, let's say, into Isha, husband is not. So one lady was sharing with me. She's like, Devi does magic. I've been behind my husband to do inner engineering. Nothing was working. Nothing he was getting, convinced to do. But he was against me getting the yantra because it's, why spend money on something like this? He doesn't know what it is. Then she's like, you come and see what happens. He doesn't start his day unless he does the process. He does the offering. Every day he'll go get fresh flowers to her. This is his thing, Devi is his thing. So he doesn't want to do anything else, but somehow he just connects to Devi, And she's like, he doesn't like to admit it, but this is his private time. And every single day, she's like like a clock. He will just do his puja, the process and the offerings and everything. But she's done her magic, like somehow get him, get people connected to this. Yogaratova, Bokaratova, somehow get connected, right? So it's not like only inner engineering or only this way or only Devi. There are so many tools that Sadhguru has made available to us. Devi is one tool, inner engineering another tool, other things are there as well. But different people connect in different ways. So devotion is the sweetest and the easiest for many people to connect. And this is what is needed right now in the world. Because Devi is about, the feminine is about inclusion and compassion. Rather, the masculine is about, conquering and fights and wars and this, that, which is what's happening so much in the world right now. And that is why a more need for feminine to rise and to spread around the world. Because, see, a person like this husband who was like, I'm the man. The deity came, suddenly he's bowing down, right? So this is the kind of magic and the kind of transformation that Devi can bring in people without even teaching them this is how you should be devoted. You can't teach devotion.
Yeah.
Either you just fall in love, or
She's a different kind of a conqueror, I think.
She'll just melt you if you're just little openness you show. That's it. She'll take over.
Have you gone in search of other energized places?
I mean, when I was in Nepal, I went to quite a few temples. There are way many, too many deity temples. It's very different. It's definitely powerful. Like just being there, and it just like blows you away, and you can feel the different qualities of each temple. One place it's very settling, another place it's like wild vibrancy. I wouldn't want to compare between Devi and the other places. Both are completely different. Yeah.
In many of the temples, or the powerful, especially the Shakti temples, they say Sadhguru has told that the deity is being energized with all the, the animal slaughter, the offering of lives that happens. What is it for Devi? Like, how is she keeping herself totally, powerful without any offerings? Has Sadhguru shared anything about it?
He said she's a vegetarian deity. That's why the coconut offering happens every day. So that is, one of the main offerings or sacrifice, if we can say. So he used the coconuts because if you notice, once you break the coconut, there's a like lease of energy in that. So that's one of the ways of sustaining her. But yeah, she's very much a vegetarian deity.
Very sweet way of putting it across. It's been a wonderful, wonderful listening to you in many, many ways. My own experience of Sadhguru and the way I am within has definitely taken a shift after listening to you, after hearing your experience. What is it one message you would like to share with the audience? Either about Devi or Sadhguru or anything. It's just a...
One message is that don't miss him when he's still around. I don't want to miss what he is. One day, I don't want that day to come where I would say, I wish.
Oh no.
I wish I was there. I wish I was around. I wish I had involved myself more. I wish, this regret feeling I don't wish to have. So that's why I have chosen to just throw my life totally into this, because I might not know what Sadhguru really is, but I know this kind of being will not happen for many, many lifetimes. And being alive, he's around, and if I miss him, that's a huge crime, I would say, to myself. So Devi or everything else is Sadhguru only. So when we talk about Sadhguru, he's everything. He is giving us so much. He doesn't need to do all these things. He doesn't need to come down to the smallest details of every small thing, but still out of his compassion, he is doing all these things, right? So we shouldn't miss out on him and waste this opportunity. So my message and, request to everyone is to somehow, make use of his presence around us and come and be part of his life, his work, his everything. Because there are so many things which he can only do, which none of us can do, right? All these consecrations, be it Devi temple or other temples, none of us can do. So when someone is around and he can do these things, it would be a shame if we keep him busy with other silly, stupid things, right? There are many things which we can take up and we can do. So it's time we stand up. How much ever we can do. I'm not saying you come full time, but how much you can do from where you are can still contribute and be a huge support for him and his work and his vision and what he wants to do. And look at the world, the single man, doing so much, be it Safe Soil or other initiatives, and single man is moving the whole world. Is it not inspiring enough that we can also become like that? At least if not become like that, we can be part of that. We can support in that. So I think it's time more and more people just join him to just ease out his life, so that in whatever time is left for him, he can just at least focus on what only he can do, so that we don't miss out on this opportunity.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
It's been absolutely wonderful. I'm sure this podcast is going to change many people's lives.
I hope so. This is the least I can do. As I said, my life is an offering. Because what Sadhguru has done to me is, I cannot put it in words. And as he said, like, if you are thirsty and you find a well and you drink from it and you don't tell others about the well, it's a crime, right? So I found a sea, not just a well. I mean, I found something very precious, which I decided to offer my life to it. And I hope whatever I have shared about my life or Sadhguru can be of some inspiration or, help in any way for anyone who's looking for something that is missing in their life.
Definitely, Ma. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.